how therapy helps anxiety. First thing you need to know is to understand what anxiety is, and that's a combination of previous thoughts, of previous bad experience, either that have actually happened in real life or that have been created by your brain completely alone, that have stuck up one by one, and this is the reason and then they come out when the situation appears. So a combination of bad thoughts about a specific event, let's say social anxiety. You can have a combination of bad thoughts about how people are gonna treat you, how people are gonna greet you, or what people are gonna think about you. So you have this combination of bad thoughts because you think the worst, and then that makes you feel uncomfortable, and your brain creates this layer, creates this brick, actually, this wall around this experience, and then straight away trying to protect you of not feeling this bad feeling you experienced when you had the thought of going to the event, and actually not going to the event because your brain doesn't allow you. What your therapist could do, so that's the problem on one side. What your therapist would do is uncover all these bad thoughts one by one, and then try to see how much they stand, how much real they are. And as is common known, the first step to get over something, the first step to do something, is like the first step to read a book, is take the book in your hands. So the first step to deal with social anxiety is to actually start dealing with all these thoughts. Continuing running away from these thoughts is helpful for a small period of time, or is okay for now, but unfortunately this wall, the second biggest problem, the biggest problem around having anxiety, not dealing with it, any kind of anxiety attacks, is that because the thought stays there and your brain tries to protect you, because back to our core, we're all mammals, we're all just, our body and brain, the only thing it needs to do is protect us and help us stay alive. What we'll do is gonna start making that wall around this bad experience or bad thoughts, just gonna make it bigger and bigger and bigger. There's this famous joke that is a guy that has a flat tire and there's no houses around, and then in front of him, on like a half a mile up the hill, he sees a house, and figures, you know what, I don't have a tire to replace my tire, but maybe that guy in his house will be able to help me. And he's thinking about it, how while he's going there, it's gonna take him a good 10-15 minutes. So in this period, trying to walk this half a mile, he's thinking, so how it's middle of the night, how am I gonna interrupt this guy? And then continues, and he's thinking, oh, he's gonna be so angry for me that I wake him up asking for help, and me, I'm a nobody. And then he continues, and then ends up in the front of the door of a guy, and he says like, fuck, I cannot do that, I'm not gonna deal with such an embarrassment. So he goes back to his car. He's never managed to deal with the situation, and all this was because before he then in the first place deal with the situation, before even knock the door. But let's be honest, if someone knocks your door in the middle of the night and you can see they actually need help, probably you will. So that's what your counselor will do. That's why therapy works. You do small steps, and then you realize what the fears are, how real they are, how they're not.